Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the U in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share with everybody around you so they can know what's going on. Don't forget to catch us every Friday on the Friday Fix, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and 1 p.m. Pacific time on the Sunday Town Hall. I guess we're deciding we're going to call it another name.
I will definitely have to come up. We've been talking about this for about, how long? Months and months now. We'll get something for you guys. We got a lot going on.
We got a lot going on. I mean, we like the Town Hall, but I guess we will name it something.
Yeah, Town Hall isn't too bad, but you know what I mean? But with the world, with everything what's going on in the world today, man, that's probably the least of our concerns right now.
Yeah, totally. So let's start off with breaking news here. Trump administration admits error in deporting Maryland residents to El Salvador. The Trump administration acknowledged late Monday that it had inadvertently deported a man to El Salvador last month, despite a court's determination that he had a legitimate fear of prosecution in his home country. This removal was an error, a top immigration and customs enforcement official wrote in a statement to the federal judge. Abrego Garcia, a Salvadorian, was on one of the three deportation flights to his home country on March 15, amid a frantic legal fight over President Donald Trump's decision to invoke war powers to hasten the deportation of more than 100 Venezuelan nationals to El Salvador. In addition to the Venezuelans subject to Trump's invocation of the Alien Enemies Act, were other deportees with purported gang ties. Trump used a century-old war power to speed deportation, invoked just 3 times in American history. It provoked a fierce legal and political battle over the president's authority. A federal judge had barred further removal under the Alien Enemies Act while proceeding played out in court. That decision triggered Trump to call for impeachment of a judge who had ruled against his administration. The judge, James Bogsberg, is also weighing whether the Trump administration defied his order by deporting some Venezuelans to El Salvador after he demanded the March 15th flight to be halted or turned around. Garcia was deemed by an immigration judge in 2019 to be likely a member of the MS-13 gang, a decision Garcia sharply contested and that the government credited to information gleaned from a confidential informant. But the court also agreed at the time that he should not be deported to El Salvador, finding that his fear of being prosecuted was credible. So what really happened here, he was in front of a Home Depot waiting to work. Mm-hmm. ICE ran up on them in 2019. Another gentleman that was there trying to get out of being deported had pointed at Garcia and said, hey, he's from MS-13. It was determined that he was not. But just because somebody had said it, that's the basis they went off. This man was, he basically had kind of legal status to be here.
Yeah, he came here seeking asylum. They knew he had legal status to be here. It was a court order that he was not to be deported. He was never found guilty of having any kind of gang ties. On top of that, they knew at the time they were going to deport him that he had a court judgment, a judgment from a judge that he was not to be deported. They said they figured since they had this, or since they had invoked the Aliens Enemy Act, Aliens Enemy Act, that they had the right to do so. So this is like them just saying, you know what, we're not listening to this. The same thing we talked about before when they were like, hey, you know what, let's just do it and then make the judge basically implement his order for himself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like figure it out. They said they're not going to bring him back. The judges have ordered, hey, he's supposed to come back, or we can't do it.
Now, because he's back in his home country.
So now his lawyers are like, you know what? First of all, hey, why don't you guys stop the funding for him to be in jail down there? Don't send them any money for him. That'll help them send him back because he hasn't committed a crime in their country. So stop the money for him. And on top of that, order that he comes back here. I mean, period, because he's not supposed to be gone. How many other people? I just saw another article as well with another man who would come over to our country from, I think, Venezuela. And at the same time, he fleeing the fact that he's a homosexual individual. He's fleeing persecution for that. And he was allowed into the country as well. And now they deported him saying he's a part of a gang, which is another lie. And so how many people are actually falling between the cracks with this situation?
Well, like I'm telling you, probably about 80% of them. You know what I'm saying? Because if they were all gang
number.
members, and I guarantee you this, Donald Trump is a person, he loves to show his trophies. If they were all gang members, you would have watched every last one of them getting on the plane. They would have named him. Hey, this guy's this. He's a leader of this. He's killed this person.
What they do to the girl, the lady, the one, remember they showed the picture of the lady?
Yeah, they had the 3 women, and they were like, look, these women aren't even gangsters. And second, they can't go inside this jail.
I think she was like, either she was Puerto Rican. I'm not sure what she was. The one they made a cartoon of.
Oh, because
she had actually gotten in trouble before. She was like fentanyl. They called her something.
She got in trouble for selling fentanyl. Not recently, but that's.
But she's supposed to be deported. She shouldn't even been over here again. I agree with that. But the point of this, they made a whole mean cartoon about her and put it on the White House website. And so, like you're saying, it's just a fact. He would love to show his trophy. If there was real, true facts behind these people being who they're pretending that they are, he would have perp walked them all out in front of America with all their tattoos adorned and showed us and said, hey, this is who I'm removing from your country. Yep. But he doesn't want to tell you who, because he's just grabbing people and trying to get them out of here as quick as he can. He knows that once he gets them over to the El Salvadorian president, they got a deal between those two. He's going to keep them. He doesn't care. He doesn't have any, there's no reason for him to turn around.
That was a test run. Yeah, just like you said, they're using the Studio Ghibli AI filter that everybody was using, and it's kind of embarrassing that they did it. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it and I was like, really, this is what we're doing? But I laughed, but I was like, this is embarrassing. But like Wes just explained, and like I said, every time, hey, my poll numbers, look at my crowd size. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Look at how many votes I got. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he does that he's proud of, he'll show you. And if he hides it, that means because they're being sneaky. This was just a trial run. They're going to deport a whole bunch of people to El Salvador.
And I'm going on I always talk about the sites that I'm on, different Facebook sites I'm on. And I'm in there and I drop this in the group, let them know, hey, this is what's going on here. First thing is, I would this is like, I basically told him, hey, if you're a patriot, you should be concerned about this. This could be anybody, just to get their response. I know that people half the things that they're posting in that group are racist. It's just crazy, but they are. That's just what it is. Their whole viewpoint is based off that, not about politics. So they're giving that, I would think this should has more to do with, they shouldn't be here in the first place. I said, well, obviously some of these people should be here. They have they have asylum. There's everything else that's lined up that says they should be here. But the moderator of the group, the administrator of the group comes in and says, show me your sources or you're going to be removed from the group. He doesn't talk. I mean, I'm watching people drop racist stuff all over here all day long with no facts, no anything. But I got facts. It's a factual thing. This has really happened. You're acting like this doesn't matter. Know why you guys don't care that it doesn't matter? Because you don't think it's going to affect you. Because right now it's not affecting you. It may never affect your group of people. It may affect just the people who look like us.
Oh, they're feeling the effects. I mean, they might, just like they're not going to admit that they're wrong. They're feeling the effects, but they're not going to admit to it. They're going to just ignore it. Just like the fentanyl crisis in European American communities right now. They ignore it. Look, they said 250,000 people die a year from fentanyl overdoses in America. 250,000. When's the first time you heard that number? Right here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right here.